Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum lange digirim yatkarpatamaham mande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Mishra. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So, would like to welcome all of you for today's study of Sri Bhagavad Gita. So, we are in the second chapter, last section from 54 onwards. So, this is the last section of this last theme in this particular chapter. So, we are going to discuss now from 54 to 72 till the end of the chapter. We are going to speak about, Krishna is going to speak about the qualities of liberated soul. Sthita Prajna. Sthita Prajna means one who is, so basically liberated soul means nobody can just become a liberated soul. Nobody can get liberation just like that. Only for a devotee. So basically these are the qualities of devotees basically. We can take in that way also. Okay. Sthita Prajna, or Prajna means intelligence. Sthita means situated, firmly situated. Sthita means Sthita Prajna means one who is situated in Krishna consciousness. That is the definition. So the verse from 54 to 72 is basically speaking about the qualities of Sthita Prajna, or a person who is fixed in situated in fixed Krishna consciousness, or a devotee. Okay, so let's see. Arjuna Vacha. Arjuna is asking some questions now to Krishna. Let's see. Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhi stasya keshava sthidadhi kim prabhasheta kim asita vrajeta kim. Anybody would like to recite, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Arjuna Vacha Sthitaprajnasya ka Vasha Samadhistatya Keshava Sthitadin Kim Prabhashita Kim Asita Vrajata Kim.
Thank you. Translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Arjuna said, O Krishna, what are the symptoms of one whose consciousness is thus immersed in transcendence? How does he speak and what is his language? How does he sit and how does he walk? Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So Arjuna is asking actually 4 questions here in this verse. So here we have already discussed Sthita Prajna. Sthita means situated. Prajna means the intelligence or consciousness on Krishna, Asya. So the one who is having fixed Krishna consciousness is called as Sthita Prajna. Now, Arjuna is asking the details, basically the questions about Sthita Prajna. Basically, that is what is 54th verse. He is asking questions about the Sthita Prajna. What are his questions? First question is that Sthita Prajna, or a devotee or a person who is fixed in Krishna consciousness, what are the symptoms of that person? So here it's mentioned ka bhasha. So bhasha is basically language in our in the Sanskrit, also in other language also. Bhasha means language. So what language, or basically he is asking what is the So, what is the language of that person? That means, actually, the meaning is that what are the symptoms of that person, of that devotee? What are his general symptoms? That is the meaning of Kabasha. Okay. So, let's understand the Sanskrit words. Ka Basha means what are the general symptoms. If you literally translate, it is what language, but the language here means what are the symptoms of a person who is Sthidaprajna. That's the first question. Now Arjuna is asking the second question here. See here. Kim is what? Kim means what or how? Ka means what? Kim means how in Sanskrit. Okay, anyway. Kim prabhasheta. This is the second question. What is the meaning of prabhasheta means? When we translate it, prabhasheta means speaks. So he is asking how the Sthidaprajna speaks. How Sthidaprajna will speak, or how the person who is fixed in Krishna consciousness speaks, or how the devotee speaks. What is the understanding? It is not that how he is speaking, whether he is speaking English or Hindi or Sanskrit, or the way he speaks, not that. The meaning is that how does he speak? The actual meaning is that, please listen to this carefully. The actual meaning of King Prabhasheta is not literally how does he speak. The literal meaning is how does he speak, but the internal meaning, the actual meaning is how that person will behave or what that person will say. So we are again speaking about, here the verse says speaks. Okay, so let us take that word speak. How does he speak means, the actual meaning is that how does that person say or speak externally or internally on receiving a praise or a blame or an affection or a hate. Are you getting what I am trying to say? So, how does a Sthidaprajna, a person who is fixed in Krishna consciousness, will say or speak internally or externally? Internally means what will be his feelings inside. Externally means what he will be speaking outside on receiving praise, or praise is glorification, and opposite is blame. So on receiving praise or blame or some affection or love or hate in both the situations, in both the opposite situations, how he is going to speak or how he will be going to respond. This is the question. This is the actual meaning of Kim Prabhasheta. See, and next, third question he is asking. Kim Asita. Kim Asita is how does Sthidaprajna speak? Sorry, walk. Vrajeta means, Asita means sit. How does Sthidaprajna sit? How does a person who is in Krishna consciousness sit? So it is not that whether he is sitting on the Vyasasana or he is sitting on a couch or he is sitting on a chair or sitting down. That's not the actual meaning. Literally, it is Kim Asita means how does he sit, but the actual meaning is that how does he restrain his senses from the sense objects? This is the question. So what are senses? What are sense objects? Senses are there are 5 knowledge acquiring senses. There are 5 karmendriya or working senses. We have to understand there are 10 senses which all of us have. 5 jnanendriya and 5 karmendriya. So what are the 5 jnanendriya? I think this is already, let me see whether if it is in the purport. It's not here, maybe some other purport, yeah. What are the 5 jnanendriya? Jnanendriya means knowledge acquiring senses. So those knowledge acquiring senses or jnanendriya what we have are eyes, because through eyes we are seeing some form, we are getting some knowledge. Eyes, nose, ears, and tongue and skin. These are the 5 knowledge acquiring senses. So through ears we can hear, so some knowledge we are getting. Through nose we are smelling something, we are getting some, by smelling. So if sometimes if we close our eyes and just smell, we will understand what is that item, correct? So we are getting some, we have some knowledge, getting some knowledge. Why? Just by the smell. Similarly, if somebody is speaking, if we know that person, then by hearing his sound we can understand who is speaking. Similarly, eyes also giving us so many knowledge, so many information, right? So eyes, ear, nose, then tongue will give us, even if we close our eyes, even if we are eating in the night without light, we may get, if that food is familiar to us, we can understand that whether it is salty or sweet, or we can differentiate, right? So that is also knowledge acquiring sense, tongue. And skin, those are the why skin? Because there is touch sensation. So by touch we can understand that there is we can feel, right? We can feel the experience something. Yeah, if somebody is touching, if some soft object is touching our body, we will suddenly understand this is a soft object. If some rough object is touching our skin, we can suddenly understand that it is something rough. So some knowledge is there. Getting? So these are the 5 knowledge acquiring senses. Now, corresponding to these 5 jnanendriya, there are sense objects also. So we are talking here, in the verse it is that, how does he sit, means how he is restraining his senses from the sense objects. This is the question. So senses, 5 senses we already discussed. There are 5 more senses we will discuss in couple of minutes. But let us now know what are the 5 sense objects. So 5 jnanendriya or knowledge acquiring sense we already mentioned. So corresponding to each jnanendriya, there is a sense object. Sense object means by using this sense, what are we seeing or what are we sensing? That is called as sense object. Or what are we perceiving? That is called as sense object. I hope all of you are getting what I'm just going trying to explain very slowly. So corresponding, so for example, take the example of eyes. For eyes, what is the sense object? Sense object is anything we can see. Form is a sense object. Vision. We are seeing something. We are seeing something and understanding. Correct? Let me see if I have a chart for this. Just give me a second. Can't find any chart, but anyway, I will just explain to you. So like we have seen, we have already discussed. So eyes we have already, okay. So what is the sense object for the eyes? Is the form. Eye is the sense, correct? Understanding? Eye is a sense, isn't it? Yes or no? Is the eye sense or no? Are you all here?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So eye is one of the sense. That's what we were discussing, right? One of the knowledge acquiring sense. So corresponding to eye, corresponding to this sense, there is a sense object. So by using this sense, we are seeing something, or we are perceiving something. That is called object. What we are perceiving is the object. That is sense object. So For eyes, the sense object is form. Any form, or we can say any sight, any scene or whatever we can perceive through the eyes. Similarly, for for the ears, what is the sense object? Basically, it is sound, any sound, correct? So, ear will perceive sound. 3. Skin, we were talking about skin. Skin's sense object is touch. So, skin will perceive if something is being touched here, correct? So, sense object of skin is touch. So, 3. Fourth one is tongue is one of the senses. For the tongue, taste is the sense object. Some taste, bitter, saltiness, sweetness, or whatever. For nose, smell is the sense object. Okay, so this is 5 knowledge occurring senses and 5 sense objects corresponding to these senses. Okay, so we have now 10 items, 5 plus 5. Now we are again talking about senses, second set of senses. So first set of senses and sense objects we already discussed. Now second set of senses what we have is, there are again 5. They are called as karmendriya or working senses. The first sense, working sense we have is hand. We have hand. So with the hand, what we do? We work. We do so many things with this hand. Correct? So it's a working sense. Secondly, second working sense is our legs. With the legs we can move. That's karmendriya, second karmendriya. Third working sense is voice. The voice, the walk, or we can say, voice what we have. And what that is the function of that is speaking. Basically, we are speaking with that. That speaking is related to the voice, right? We have that particular sense called as karmendriya called as voice or walk. With that we are speaking. And similarly, we have pani. Pani means hands. With pani we are doing so many activities. And we have legs. Legs are called pada. With pada we are walking or moving. So we have done 3. Fourth working sense is payu. Not payu means anus, the evacuating place. So that is also one of the working sense. And its role is what he does, what that working sense does is evacuation. That's the role. Now, last sense, karmendriya, or last working sense is genitals. So, genitals also has some function for procreation. Procreation is a function of genitals. So, each and every working sense have some role to do. So, what are the 5 working senses? Voice, hands, legs, anus, and genitals. So, we have now discussed 15 items, 5 karmendriya and 5 corresponding sense objects and 5 karmendriya. I hope you have understood. Okay. Now, here Krishna is saying in this verse, let me see where it is. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So Krishna is here saying, Kim Asita means how that person, how the devotee or a Krishna conscious person restrain his senses from the sense objects. That is the meaning of Kim Asita. So third question. Fourth question is Kim Vrajeta. Vrajeta means walk. Kim means how he walks. How he walks means how the devotee or a person fixed in Krishna consciousness walks or Siddha Prajna walks. Doesn't mean that how he is walking, whether he is walking like a imitating like somebody or walking with the legs or something like that. Not like that. That's not the meaning. Kim Vrajeta means literally the meaning is how does he walk, but how the actual meaning is that how does he respond to the sense objects. So this is different from question 3. I will repeat it once again. Question 3 is Kim Asita, means how does he sit. That means how he is restraining his senses from sense objects. So we can take an example. I have, see, my tongue is one of my jnanendriya. Okay, the tongue is one of my senses. So how I will restrain my tongue from sense objects? It is like this. If my tongue is, if I am seeing some nice sweet gulab jamun or rasgulla or something, I feel to eat. My tongue will give some indication. No, maybe we will get water also on the tongue if seeing a nice food item, right? So if I am restraining my tongue from that gulab jamun, no, I will not take that because I have diabetes. I cannot take it. So I am now forcefully, restraining my tongue from that object, sense object, because that object, sense object, is something which is tasty. So we know the taste. We have already tasted it before. So we know that how the gulab jamun will taste. We have some knowledge about it, but I am restraining from that. So how does a devotee control his senses when any sense object is coming to him? This is the question. Getting? Right. Okay. Fourth, because I can see only one video on, that's why others I don't know. You all of you are there, I believe. So if I am asking, are you understanding, getting? I cannot see the nod of the head. I cannot see any reactions, but I am just assuming that you are understanding. So it's like I am speaking to black boxes. But anyway, no problem. I am used to it. That's not a problem. No need to be, don't feel, if we are comfortable to switch on the camera, it's good. If not, no problem. Please listen carefully. This is my only request. We should not, get away from the discussion. We should not distract. That's the thing. Yeah. So this 1 hour, what we are using, what we have, we are dedicating for hearing Bhagavad Gita and discussing, right? So we should be, whatever we do, we should try to do it sincerely. Whenever we are doing office work, we should do office work sincerely. Whenever we are doing we are eating, let us eat sincerely, without any distractions. If we are sleeping, we should sincerely sleep. Means 6 hours, 7 hours, how many hours we are sleeping, we should sleep properly, switching off the phone or whatever, without any distractions. Similarly, when we chant Hare Krishna, when we sit in front of Krishna and chanting, we should do it sincerely. When we study, when we are sitting here for studying Bhagavad Gita, hearing Bhagavad Gita or classes or Shastras, we should do it sincerely. So that's the point. Okay. So now, I hope you understood what I am trying to say. How we can restrain. So how that sense of tongue is restraining from the sense object. That is the third question. Now, how the devotee does. This is the question. Fourth is, how does he walk? That means, how does he respond to the sense objects? Third is restraining. If I am seeing, I am just controlling it. That's different. Restraining is different. Responding to sense objects is different. Responding to sense objects and restraining. Restraining has some kind of, deliberately, voluntarily we are, doing some control. And responding to the sense objects means how we handle it, basically. There is subtle difference. There is little bit difference in both the cases. Okay, so we will understand these things in the detail in detail when Krishna speaks the answer for all this. Okay, so let's go ahead with the verse. So see, just imagine if we don't, if we are literally going with this word meaning, we will not understand what exactly Krishna is, what exactly Bhagavad Gita is saying. So that is why we need to study. We should study Shastras under a proper sampradaya, and that sampradaya guru should teach us what exactly is the meaning. Otherwise, we may literally take the meaning Kim Asita, how does he sit? What is the meaning? We don't know. So actual meaning, what is the meaning? If we want to know, we should hear from proper sources. So if you do not have a proper system or a parampara system, Guru parampara system, if you don't hear from an acharya or a guru, then how we can understand this? So Prabhupada and our other acharyas are explaining actually what is the meaning of all this. So it's not only literal meaning. Okay, so that's the importance of studying Shastras from a bona fide source. If we are reading it alone, we will not understand. We will just say, how does he walk? Why Arjuna is asking so many foolish questions now? We may think, but that's not the case. So this brings us to the point that we need to study Shastras from a bona fide source. And this is a bona fide source. We are referring to Srila Prabhupada's as it is, Bhagavad Gita as it is, and he is a pure devotee. So let's read the purport. As there are symptoms for each and every man in terms of his particular situation, similarly, one who is Krishna conscious has a particular nature. So one of the question was, what are the symptoms, right? Kim ka bhasha. What are the symptoms of a devotee, symptoms of a person who is fixed in Krishna consciousness? So Prabhupada here mentions in the purport that every man or woman has particular nature, way of talking, walking, thinking, feeling, right? Different. It will be different from one person to another. Similarly, as a rich man has his symptoms by which he is known as rich man, a diseased man has symptoms by which he is known as diseased, or as a learned man has his symptoms. Likewise, a man in transcendental Krishna consciousness of Krishna has specific symptoms in various dealings. I hope all of you are getting what Prabhupada is saying. If we have a disease, that disease, if I am suffering from some disease, then I will have that symptoms of the disease. Similarly, by seeing a rich man, we can understand a person who is rich by seeing the symptoms, by seeing his opulences, whatever he has. Similarly, we can understand a person is learned or not by understanding how much learnings he have, right? How much knowledge he has. So by that symptom we'll understand. Similarly, a person who is Krishna conscious, we can understand by seeing his different symptoms or different qualities in that person. That is what Prabhupada says. So one can show his specific symptoms from the Bhagavad Gita. One can know his specific symptoms. So if we study Bhagavad Gita, we can understand what are the symptoms of a devotee. Most important is how the man in Krishna consciousness speaks. This is the second question asked by Arjuna. So Prabhupada, in the first one, he talks about the symptom, which was the first question. Second question of Arjuna was related to speak. How does he speak? So here Prabhupada mentioned most important is how a man in Krishna consciousness speaks. For speech is the most important quality of any man. It is said that a fool is undiscovered as long as he does not speak. And certainly a well-dressed fool cannot be identified unless he speaks. But as soon as he speaks, he reveals himself at once. So we know that his speaking has got a lot of importance. So we will understand whether a person is a fool or an intelligent person by hearing what he is speaking. Correct? So likewise, a devotee also will have some way of speech. So we can understand from that speech or the topics that person is discussing, the way that person is speaking, from that we can understand whether he is a devotee or not. So the devotees have their own, there are devotees have their many qualities. So we will understand it. So these are the questions. Now answer Krishna will tell in the coming verses. So this is only a question, but Prabhupada is giving us a hint actually what Arjuna is asking and what will be the answer from Krishna in the future slokas. Prabhupada mentions finally, the immediate symptom of a Krishna conscious man is that he speaks only of Krishna and of matters relating to him. Other symptoms then automatically follow as stated. So a person who is in Krishna consciousness will be only interested to speak about Krishna, nothing else. No other worldly talks, politics, movies or sports, not interested. Devotees, pure devotees, or a person who is Sthita Prajna, who is fixed in Krishna consciousness, will not be interested in speaking anything other than topics related to Krishna. That's what Prabhupada said. Now, Krishna is going to answer. Which question he is going to answer? He is going to answer to the first question asked by Arjuna. What are the symptoms of a Siddha Prajna? Now Krishna is going to give the answer for that. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Prajahati Yada Kaman Sarvan Partha Manogatan Atmani Evatmana Tushta Sthita Prajna Tadochyate. Please recite.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmayeni evatmana tushta sthita prajnastadochyate.
Thank you. Translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O Partha, when a man gives up all the varieties of desires for sense gratification, which arise from mental concoction, and when his mind, thus purified, finds satisfaction in the self alone, then he is said to be in pure transcendental consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So Krishna is now speaking. Okay, what is saying? Prajahati yada kaman. Krishna is saying, one who gives up all kinds of material desire. Kama means material desire. So these are the symptoms of Siddha Prajna. One who gives up all kinds of material desires. Then next line is Sarvan Partha Manogatan, that arise from the mind, O Partha. So Krishna is saying, one who gives up all kinds of material desires that are arising from the mind, O Arjuna, O Partha. Now he says in the third line, Atmani evatmana tushta. So the first point is that Siddha Prajna's first symptom is that he will be giving up all the material desires. That's the first symptom. I hope you are getting. So means Siddha Prajna or a devotee will not have any kinds of material desire which is coming from his mind. First point. Second is that Atmani evatmana tushta. That's the second symptom. What is that? He is, tushta means satisfied. Evatmana means self-satisfied. Satisfied in the self. That is called as evatmana. Atmani evatmana tushtaha. That Siddha Prajna or a devotee, he will be satisfied in the self, or he will be self-satisfied. What is the meaning of that? Self-satisfied or satisfied in the self means, here it is basically satisfied in the self means, the meaning of satisfied in the self means satisfied in understanding our actual position. Satisfied in the self means understanding, for example, I will just give a very mundane example. If I am working in under any like, no, I don't want to give that example. Anyway, that's okay. Leave it. So I will say satisfied in the self means satisfied in our understanding our actual position. That is the meaning. So here, what is the actual meaning of that? Satisfied in understanding our actual position. What is our actual position? Our actual position is that we are all servants of Krishna. So, a Sthita Prajna, a devotee, will be happy, will be satisfied, tushta, will be satisfied by understanding, by having that conviction that I am the servant of Krishna. Getting? That's the meaning of that's the meaning of Atmani Evatmana Tushta. Satisfied in the self means, one more time I will repeat, satisfied in the self means situated, satisfied as by understanding, by having conviction that I am the servant of the Supreme Lord. Okay. Now the last line is Krishna saying Siddha Prajnas Tadochade. These are the symptoms of a person who is Krishna conscious, or a person who is having pure consciousness. So what are the two important points mentioned? Symptoms of Siddha Prajna. Siddha Prajna is not, Siddha Prajna means a pure devotee. So what are the symptoms of a Siddha Prajna? He will be giving up all kinds of material desires, and he will be satisfied in the self, means he will be satisfied in understanding, or he will be having the conviction, and he will be satisfied with that I am the servant of Krishna. So these are the symptoms of Siddha Prajna. That's the meaning of this verse. Purport Srila Prabhupada says, the Bhagavatam affirms that any person who is full in Krishna consciousness or devotional service of the Lord has all good qualities of the great sages, whereas a person who is not so transcendently situated has no qualifications, because he is sure to be taking refuge in his own mental concoctions. So this is a verse actually. This is a translation of one of the verses from Bhagavatam. Prabhupada is quoting here, saying that anybody is Krishna conscious, anybody is a devotee, he will be having all the good qualities of great sages, or even devatas, or great personalities. So means, if we become a devotee, naturally we will get good qualities. That is the point. That's the take home. If we become a devotee, we will naturally get good qualities. And if not, in other ways, in other words, in opposite of that, what will happen? If there are, for others who are not devotees or not in Krishna consciousness, then they will be having so many other under some the impressions of some mental concoctions, or they will not be having proper good qualities, because they will be thinking something else. They will be thinking doing something else, and maybe it will be a sin, maybe doing a wrong thing, mistakes and all. So definitely that person will not have good qualities. So that is the speciality of bhakti. So if we start practicing bhakti, dear devotees, all our bad habits will go away, all our bad qualities will go away, because we are becoming purified by the process of bhakti. So this is the point, very important point. Consequently, it is rightly said that one has to give up all kinds of sense desire manufactured by mental concoction. So this was the first point, one of the symptom of Siddha Prajna, that he will be free from, or he will be he will not have any desire for material things, no material desires. Artificially, such sense desires cannot be stopped. Then Prabhupada say, practical point he is saying, He's saying sense desires cannot be stopped as it is. But if one is engaged in Krishna consciousness, then automatically desires subside with extraneous effort. Therefore, one has to engage himself in Krishna consciousness without hesitation, for this devotional service will instantly help onto the platform of transcendental consciousness. What is the meaning of it? See, symptom of a Siddha Prajna is that he will not be having any material desires which he is feeling in his mind. So some thoughts will come, some desire will be there. So his Siddha Prajna will be giving up all the desires, all the material desires. He will give up. How, Prabhupada is saying in the purport, how we can give up a desire? Because desires will come. We cannot stop desires. Even if we sit like this, we say, I don't want any desire, but some desire will come. Something will be there. Desire to eat, desire to do something, desire to go to some place, or desire to get something. Something will be there. So, desires cannot be stopped. It's naturally it will come. But controlling, giving up the material desires doesn't mean that we are stopping some activity. For example, eating food is actually a material desire. Because eating food, if it is not connected to Krishna, it's just a sense gratification, because we are eating because I am feeling hungry, I want to eat. That's the underlining agenda behind that. But the same activity, so the desire for eating, we don't have to stop. Similarly, so that desire we cannot stop also. We cannot just tie our hands and say, I don't want any food. We cannot stop our desires, such desires. But we can use that desire, or we can just shift our consciousness a little bit. Then we don't have to, in that case, we don't have to stop the desire. We cannot stop the desire anyway. So we are, just dovetailing the desire to a spiritual desire. For example, eating food is a desire. So what we do? Cook food. We are cooking food anyway, we want to eat. We have a desire to eat. So we cook food, offer to Krishna with love, and after that we are accepting the prasadam from him. So we are doing the same activity. Cooking is that same activity we are doing, and eating also same activity. Only one extra thing came is that we are offering to Krishna with love and respect, and taking it back as prasadam, or getting the mercy as prasadam from him, and then we eat. So the activity remains same. So desire we are fulfilling, but we brought Krishna in the center. So that desire is good. That desire is not bad. So otherwise, in other words, that desire we have spiritualized. So we had a desire of eating, but we spiritualized that desire. Another example I can give you. I have a desire to hear music. So I can go for, I can hear any music. There are so many options available in this world. But how can I dovetail? Dovetail means how can I redirect this desire of hearing music in a Krishna conscious way? So hearing music for entertainment is my desire, and I am redirecting in hearing Kirtan of Krishna. Some nice Hare Krishna Kirtan, for example, Dubai Kirtan Mela or any Kirtan Mela, we are putting on the audio of that Kirtan. So the desire of hearing music is, or hearing something soothing to our mind is satisfied. We did not stop the desire, but we redirected in a different way, and the desire was redirected and it became Krishna conscious. So like that. So Prabhupada says that we cannot stop the desires. We have to engage that desire in Krishna consciousness. We have a desire to go to some, I want to take a break now. So much I am working in the company, I am going to the office. I want a break. I need a vacation. Yes, good. It's a good thing to take a break. Let us go to some spiritual place. Let us go to Vrindavan. Let us go to Mayapur. Let us go to Jagannath Puri. Let us go to Dwaraka. Let's go. So it's a break for us, but we are spiritualizing our desire. Similarly, so it's a matter of dovetailing our material desire or any desire in a Krishna conscious way. This is what we can do. We cannot stop the desires. It's impossible. So when we start doing like this, redirecting it through Krishna, then gradually we will not be having any interest in material things, material desires. We will not have any material desires at all after some time. Now after some time we will not be interested to hear any movie music or movie, Bollywood, Tollywood, Hollywood, Mollywood, whatever, wood. We will not be interested after some time. Because Krishna will, initially we will have to redirect it. And then gradually what will happen, our interest in material desire, all the material desire will go away. We will not be even thinking about that. That will not be coming in our picture. So it is like that. So stopping desire is impossible. Engaging that in the service of Krishna is what we have to do. That's what Prabhupada is saying here. If one is engaged in the Krishna consciousness, then automatically sense desire subside without extraneous effort. And another example we can give. So so there are many examples we can. So basically desires we can redirect. That's the point. Okay. Prabhupada says, highly developed soul always remains satisfied in himself by realizing himself as the eternal servitor of the. This is the self-satisfaction point. The second point symptom of Siddha Prajna is satisfied in the self. So what is that? Satisfied in the self means satisfied in himself by realizing himself as the eternal servitor of the Lord. This is what we also mentioned. Understanding our constitutional position, realizing it as the servant of Krishna. And we are happy in that, satisfied in that. Such a transcendently situated person has no sense desires resulting from petty materialism. Rather, he remains always happy in his natural position of eternally serving the Supreme Lord. So when we have that, when we are satisfied in realizing that we are the servant of Krishna, and then we will be happy always that because we will be serving Krishna in different ways. Understanding that connection with Krishna, we will be trying to serve him in different ways, and we will be always happy, and we will be free from all the petty material desires. Petty material sense gratification or material desires will be going away automatically, naturally. So that's the point here. Okay. Okay, I will stop here. We'll take some questions if you have. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So, was it clear? Was it clear to all of you?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Raju
Hare
Prabhu?
Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
In this 54 sloka, is it pronounced as Basa or Basha? Sthita Prajna sir?
Basha.
Basha. Okay.
Yeah, because if you see, there is a dot under S, correct? So whenever a dot, this is in English, whenever this is called as diacritics. If you read Sanskrit, it is Basha, directly the Sha word is there. in Hindi also. Even our local, your Tamil or Malayalam also, we can see the direct word Sha. But when we cannot, there is no Sha word in English. So how to represent Sha in English is put a dot under S. So that means that will become Sha. So it's
Can you
Bhasha.
read this one more time, full sloka?
Yes.
One time, can you?
Sure. स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव स्थितधि किं प्रभाषेत किम आसीत व्रजेत किम. So whenever there is a on the top, sorry, a line on the top of a, that is longer a, not shorter a. It is asita, not asita. Okay, getting? It is whenever
Hare Krishna.
line asita. Then here you can see also, yeah, in the second line you can see samadhi. It's not samadhi. It's not samadhi, it's samadhi because there is a dirgha on the top. And tasya keshava. You see S, there is no word in English as sha. Sha, Sha are all Sanskrit words. In our local language we have, but in English there is no word. For everything we put S. For anything related to Sa, Sha, Fa, we put S. We use the word, we use the letter S. But to identify it, to no, we are this diacritics is there. So when we put a line that one apostrophe kind of thing on the top of S, it becomes Sha. So it's not Kesava, it is Keshava. So like that. Okay. So once we know this little bit, diacritics, then we will be able to read all the verses. Okay. Okay. Thank you, dear devotees. Any more questions? Anything? Anybody has anything to ask? I hope all of you are safe and staying safe. So please take care. Let us follow the instructions of government, and I hope things are now getting more clear. So from yesterday we are not hearing many things. So hopefully by next week, hoping that everything will be settled and we'll be back to the normal life. So praying for all of you, praying for your family, and also stay safe. So please keep Krishna in the center of our life. We don't have to go to forest. We don't have to renounce everything and go to forest and become a mendicant. We can be in our home by keeping Krishna in the center of our life. We don't have to run away from the problems. We don't have to run away from the responsibilities. We have to just bring Krishna into the center of our life and do everything for his satisfaction. Chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, study Bhagavad Gita, discuss Shastras, discuss about him, hear about him. So that makes our life perfect. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki, Sri Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Thank you so much. Krishna willing, we will meet next week. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you.